Hey.
Hi. Welcome back to
It's just a chat.
Just a Chat between two people who don't know each other.
Nope.
We're learning as days go by.
Yes. And it's not really the most efficient way to learn about somebody.
No, but it's fun.
Yes, because we'll get on tangents of stories
Yes.
and then
and then we
not
learn,
get anywhere.
And then it's great. So there's a couple things that we need to discuss. You brought up the most off the wall.
It's not off the wall.
Such a
other
crazy.
Other people know it, and it's been referenced in a very popular TV show. Very popular.
What TV show?
Gilmore Girls.
Okay. Wow.
Way
so
ahead of your time, right?
Correct. I've heard of it. I have.
The goal of the podcast is not to make me feel older than I already am.
I mean, people make fun of me for being like young all the time, so it works. It works out. You're a grandpa. I'm a toddler.
But you might would like Gilmore Girls. Actually, I don't know because I don't know what you like.
Because I don't know you.
Exactly. I have no idea if you would like Gilmore Girls. I literally said that because who doesn't love Gilmore Girls?
Well, apparently me, because I don't know them.
Okay.
You brought up the most off the wall thing the other day. It was the fact that you can smell snow when it's coming.
Correct.
So like not even when it's on the ground.
Nope. The night before or if it's coming in a couple hours.
I want you to walk me through that process.
Yeah, it's instant, right? As soon as you go outside, you're just like, it's going to snow. And it's not like, and I can't say like, if it's more pungent, that it would snow more, right? So it's nothing with that, but you can just smell snow is coming. And I also think it's just because like the atmosphere changes, right? With snow.
Sure. Like what?
I don't know. I don't know how snow and precipitation works.
Okay.
But like it changes.
Okay.
And so you could smell that.
I can smell rain.
Yeah. So why are you so against snow?
Because I have never, a person in my life, I have never, in my 23 years of existence, have I ever heard anyone say they can smell snow. That's
I will say
big.
my wife doesn't believe it either.
I don't believe you.
She is a huge Gilmore Girls fan, so she can't deny it.
Now, let me ask you this question.
Also in the show, they all thought she was crazy for being able to smell snow. So, but it's okay.
So let me ask this: how young were you when you started watching Gilmore Girls?
Oh, really late. Didn't watch Gilmore Girls. Was not a fan.
Okay.
And then so it was around when my wife and I came back. We were living in California. We came back. I don't know what year that was. So we got married in 20.
This is your age showing you're a grandfather. You can't
yes.
remember anything. Back in my day.
So it was like probably for me like 2011, 2012. Like it was late. I loved a show. So we're getting too off tangent. I loved this show called Everwood, which was like another just CW kind of Gilmore Girls-y show.
Okay.
Serena never watched that. She watched.
Did they
Gilmore
talk about smelling snow in that show?
No, it was a whole thing.
Got it.
The mom dies. First episode, spoiler alert.
Whoa! Talk about a spoiler.
Such a great show. Chris Pratt started on Everwood.
Shut up.
Yes.
God,
I'll bring
Chris Pratt.
All right. And when I'll bring up a picture of Chris Pratt on Everwood, you'll be like, that's not the same person.
There's drama with him. I don't know it, but I know that there is. So I guess I kind of hate Chris Pratt a little bit.
He's up and down.
Up and down, like a roller coaster.
So I made her watch Everwood.
Got it.
Which was like 3 seasons. And she made me watch Gilmore Girls, which was like 9 seasons.
Okay, so you were in your 20s at least.
Correct.
Okay, so my theory was going to be that you were a child when you watched Gilmore Girls and you blacked out and convinced yourself that you could smell snow because you loved Gilmore Girls so much.
No, it was prior to that. And when I saw the episode, I was like, oh my God, Lorelai can smell snow too.
And now I'm the same as Lorelai. So do you like actively go outside in the winter and be like...
No, but when it's like, because it's really on when it is actively snowing.
No shit.
Like it's real, you could smell it really good when it's actively snowing.
Really?
Yes. So if I'm outside shoveling,
that makes me believe you even less.
Why?
Because it's already freaking snowing.
I know, but I could smell the same smell prior to the snow starting.
Got it.
But so when you're outside shoveling, it's like even more. So it is like.
Does
when
it
you
smell
say
good?
yes. Oh yeah.
Like a fresh, crisp.
It's very crisp. Very. I want to give it a color and say blue.
Okay.
Um.
Yeah, I'm with you. Cold.
Right.
Got it.
But it's like it's very just like
Yeah. Okay.
deep like that.
Interesting. Wow. You told me that when we were in the cafeteria, and I almost fell out of my chair because I was like,
The nighttime helps too. I don't know if that plays a part into it.
it's colder at night,
Maybe.
right?
I mean,
There's not a lot of distractions.
okay, that answer to that, yes, it is colder at night. But also,
Thank you
like,
for clarifying.
like, but like things change, right? Like, how many you don't see, like, it always like thunderstorms and rains at night, right?
Sure.
You don't see as many thunderstorms and rainstorms during the
Day.
So like things happen. Something with the atmosphere happens at night.
They're just that Mother Nature is a night owl.
Correct. Maybe. And so
I am not.
wait, you're not a night owl?
I'm in bed by 9:30 every night. Like, this is late. Like, if I was home right now, I'd be washing my face, taking my melatonin and other beds and going to bed.
I will say things have changed
'Cause
since
you
I've
have
had kids.
Yeah.
Which kind of forces me to go to bed early because I'm going to be up at 6 in the morning, whether I like it or
To
not.
screaming children.
Yeah, this morning my 4-year-old woke me up at 5 a.m. to be saying, "I'm hungry," and then I said, "That's great information. We're not going to do anything with that right now. We're all going back to bed."
I'm gonna starve you. Go back to your bed.
100%. I didn't go down to get any food. It's 5 a.m. We're about to get breakfast in an hour.
Yeah.
We're going back to sleep.
Back to sleep.
But I'm a night owl.
Really.
I hate going to bed.
I love going to bed. It's the best part of my night. The best part of my day.
Actually,
I wake up in the morning.
I despise it.
Really? I wake up in the morning and I say, wow, I can't wait to close my eyes again. I think that's called depression.
That might be for that. I just hate the act. I hate the act of like having to get changed and
that's
get
true.
ready. And
I will say it's my goal in the new year was to take better care of myself. So like I've always struggled with like clear skin. So I've been starting like new skincare. I've been like doing like stuff with my hair. All that happens at night. It's like it takes me realistically like 45 minutes to get ready for
that's
bed.
even worse.
It's hard. It's really hard,
I
especially
already
after a
hate
long
it.
day.
And all I got to do is just
like
change
even
from
tonight,
jeans to
I have
sweatpants.
to go home. I have to like take my makeup off. I have to wash my face. I have to do all my serums. Got to take my melatonin. Got to take my
Women have a lot of
I have to take my
things.
melatonin a half an hour before I go to bed, or else it doesn't work. Like
Also,
last
we've
night,
never fully talked about this. You probably shouldn't be taking melatonin every night.
Why?
I don't think it's an every night thing.
Really?
I don't.
Wow.
Because I think you're disrupting your normal sleep rhythm.
You know, you're the second person to tell me this in 2 weeks.
Your first person, probably your doctor.
Incorrect. Incorrect. The first person was one of my really good friends' boyfriends, who also told me that having a glass of wine before bed every night is also not normal.
Well, that's also a like suppressant
Right.
downer.
To
So,
sleep.
correct.
Only like a regular sized glass. Like I'm not talking like a mumbo jumbo. Like I'm talking like a little bit just to
Yeah. But you're
conk me up. Queen Elizabeth, when she was alive, used to have 3 alcoholic beverages a day.
you're not the queen.
Maybe not
No,
to you.
in your head. In your head.
In my head, I'm not Queen Elizabeth,
So in
but
your
I am
head,
a queen.
You are a queen sitting in a basement talking on a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's what queens do.
Give me my freaking tiara.
Crown. Tiara's a princess.
Shit.
I only
be a
know this. I have
princess,
2
too.
girls. So.
Yeah, he has 2 girls, but I didn't know who freaking Sven was from Frozen.
I did not. And also Sven. Actually, I have it. Sven is on the side
and
of this
we won't
cup.
say her name, but one of our dearest friends has a car named Sven.
Yes.
Yes, we love.
With a panoramic sunroof, which I stuck my head in her car. And I don't know her well either.
No,
And,
you jumped right in there.
Second day she had the car. I got in and said, "Can I check out this sunroof?" While I'm in the car,
Yes.
looking at the sunroof.
Yeah, and
She was trying to get her stuff out to go into her job and work.
and you were like, look at
Like she can't lock the car
And
until
he's
I
sitting
get
there,
out.
he's like, I can't wait to go for a ride in this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, crazy.
It was only like 8 in the morning. That's right.
was
Your thing that I want to ask you about,
Okay.
which actually I'm not gonna make fun of,
Okay.
because my wife is the same way. I
Okay.
think.
Oh, you
actually,
can make fun of me. I
'cause
have an argument.
Don't know where your stance is, but
Okay.
but I think we're gonna differ.
Okay.
The ghosts and paranormal
Yes.
of life.
Yeah. I am a 110%, all the percents believer. Like you cannot convince me otherwise. Like nothing you say will
For how
convince me
long?
otherwise. My entire life. And I'll tell you why.
I'm ready.
So I've had so many instances where I have seen, heard, been touched by, been visited by.
Touched by an angel.
No, just by ghosts.
Sorry, that's a reference. Way, way ahead of her. Go ahead.
It could have been. Actually, technically, yeah, it was. If you want to be funny about it, but no, it was. So when I was a baby, not baby, maybe like 2 or 3 years old, I was like, listen. You said
When I was a baby.
Maybe 2 or 3 years old.
Gaga. Ghost?
Listen, this is a true story.
Okay.
My mother told me this.
Okay.
No, well, I guess I would have had to been older because I was able to like make little words. Like, you know
Okay.
how Aubrey's able to like make little words?
Aubrey can have a full sentence, but okay.
Yeah, but like they
She
don't.
was literally shy meeting a stranger for the first time. And she's like, why is she not speaking to me in Shakespearean talk?
I was just confused. I was thrown off guard.
But I get, so probably a year before Aubrey.
Yeah, I would say a year, a couple months. But I
My
was
4-year-old can speak.
I was laying on my little nap pad,
Okay.
and I'm laying there, and my grandfather had passed away before I was born. Like my mom's dad, he died before I was born, and
I'll say R.I.P. I'm sorry.
yes, recipe. He's like a.
It's been a lot of years.
Been a lot of years. I never met him. My brother never met him. Like
All right.
no, like he was, he cancer. It was.
I don't know, but
you know. And so I was laying on my nap pad and I was like laughing and like holding my stomach, and I was like, just giggling to myself, and like I was being tickled. Like I was like curling up and rolling around like I was being tickled. My mom's looking at me like, what the frick? So then she wakes me up. She's like, oh, come on, it's dinner time. And I wake up and I look at his picture on the mantle and I said he loves you and he misses you. And my mom was like, what?
So you're one of those.
Yeah. So, but it never stopped. Like with him, I see him in my dreams all the time. Like all the time. He tells me things all the time. And like my mom has dreams of him. Like one time my mom had a dream.
Is this a family thing?
Yeah. Oh, he's super attached to our family. Like 100%. It sucks because like I
know.
know.
But all of you believe in.
My dad didn't until we went to Cape May, New Jersey. And we went on a ghost tour. And he's
on brand for the family that believes in ghosts.
He didn't though. He's like he's more so I don't want to mess with something that I can't understand. Like I can't see them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to mess with them. Don't mess with me. Like whatever. Like one time I brought a Ouija board into the house and I was like grounded for a month, and he like threw it in the trash, like was what you shouldn't do. But he was like, get this out. Like,
yeah,
no.
because the thing that's stamped with the Milton Bradley logo is talking to the supernatural.
he was like hell to the no.
Okay.
Get this out of my house.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He was like super like I don't believe in it. Like no, not at all. And then we were at the beach house, and he was playing horseshoes in the backyard, and he turned around and he saw a little boy crouching behind the bush. Now listen, my father, military man, super stern, terrifying man. He's a very like tough guy. Yeah, and he saw a little boy, and he actually thought that it was my cousin because my cousins were in a house down the street.
Gotcha.
So he thought that like their family was over, and he like went into the house. He's like, oh, like to my mom, he was like, oh, I didn't know like they were here. And she's like, what are you talking about? They're not coming over today. And my dad was like, he's like, oh god, well, there's a little boy like right over there. And like he looked over and like there was no little boy, but my dad was like clear as day, like little boy.
There was somebody there.
I've seen like little girls in my house like standing in my doorway. I've had like ghosts touch me. Like it's like it's a real thing. I also played with the Ouija board, and I'm convinced I had an attachment, but that's like an hour-long story.
Yeah, so I like the concept. I think it's neat.
Yeah, it is cool. And honestly,
I don't believe.
Honestly, though, like it's just cool. Like I'm a fake religious person. Like I like to have something to believe in, because sometimes life is just so hopeless that I'm like,
at least if there's some higher power.
I need something to believe in to like get me through, even if it's not a certain type of religion, because I don't really fall into any of those categories, because they're all, not all of them, but the one that I grew up in,
yeah,
I just don't mesh with it anymore. So it's like, even if it's not that, just something else is out there that maybe one day I'll be able to see, and maybe one day I'll be able to see my family members and see like the animals that I've lost, and be with them again.
So you're pet ghosts too. You're pro pet.
Rainbow Bridge, baby.
I never fully got that. Also, I mean, you'll find this out.
Yeah.
I don't get too emotionally attached
to animals
or things or like.
So like if I got hit by a bus right now, you'd be like, meh.
I wouldn't be. I'd be sad, right? Like I get sad.
You'd be sad because the podcast would be over.
Correct. And we've only got through 2 episodes, but but again, I don't think it's a flex. I think it's a mental health detachment issue. So it's not actually something positive.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
definitely that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think you just need to be open-minded about spirits.
That's another thing. I haven't seen a lot of movies.
What? You never saw The Shining?
No. So I get torn to shreds from friends, family, for movies that I have not seen.
Yeah, and I'm going to drag you to filth because that's a big deal.
Never seen it.
Movies are like my jam.
Never seen like
Harry Potter.
that. I've seen
Marvel.
No, I've never seen. I shouldn't say never seen any Marvel movie, but like I think I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Is that a Marvel movie?
Mm-hmm.
This is a Chris Pratt episode.
Yes, Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, if you're watching.
So I saw that one. I probably saw one other, maybe. And that's as many Marvel movies as I've ever seen.
Wow.
But also, any of these reasons are not because I chose not to.
Yeah.
Things just never came across my way, and I never sought them out.
And that's why I believe in ghosts. I also thought it was the camera. Oh God.
We're hearing lots of clicking. This is podcast episode number 2.
Yes.
First time recording a podcast for me. Like I've done YouTube, but that was all a point and shoot camera that I held, which was easier when we short clips.
This is the first time I've ever done anything social media oriented ever. So
yeah,
No.
you claim to like social media, and then
yeah, I do like social media.
Even more recently became like friends or like followed each other on social media.
Yeah, you added me on Snapchat the other day, and I was like, oh yeah.
Exactly. That's how much we don't know, and talking weeks ago.
But my Snapchat stories are so crazy. Like they're so stupid.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, but your Instagram, you have like 10 posts.
Because social media.
You're like, let's start a podcast. I love social media.
It's an Instagram post.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have more followers than you, so.
That is true.
Not by much, but
that is true.
I do.
Which is horrible because I've been on a lot longer, but it's all right. Not upset with it.
No.
But we did discover something that was very crazy for me.
Yeah.
Only because of my
everybody.
situation that I'm going to bring into it. So what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I have never been on an airplane ever.
And
Not
my
once.
fun fact is I flew by myself to Kansas City, where I was originally born, all my family is, by myself when I was in 5th grade. Like definitely, maybe like 4th, but like between then, probably 5th grade.
That's how did you how did that happen?
So we already had flown back and forth to Kansas City before, along with driving. But we flew a bunch. So I already kind of knew how airports and airplanes and all that work. It wasn't like my first flight, right?
Yeah.
But we were going for something for family. Just my entire family still lives there.
Got it.
So we would go back often. So we were going back for just a visit. And I think I had a extra long break from school. It might have been winter break or something like that. And I asked if I could go ahead of my parents.
Wow.
Like a week before. And then they came the week after.
Wow.
Because they had full-time jobs.
So did you have to have like a sitter? Like did the flight attendant sit by you?
So what ended up, because you have a layover from flying out of this area and then like Northeast PA area and then getting to Kansas City. So yeah, you have somebody who knows that you're flying by yourself when you get on the plane. I don't know if I got this because I was alone or
because you were an actual child.
But I sat like row 1, not like first class,
100%,
not first class, but like first in
100% because you were a kid.
and then someone gets you off the plane. You're the first one to get off the plane. You get to be the first one to get on too. They're like, now boarding small children. Like, and I think they say
Joshua boarding the plane.
I think they say like unaccompanied minors. So you get to board first, but like in between, they take you to. They have like a break room for other kids that are flying alone. This is crazy, right?
For real?
Yeah, for real. So they take you to a room. And they have games and puzzles. I remember this very distinctively because I didn't care for this being on TV, but they had 101 Dalmatians playing. But like as a fifth grade boy, what do I care about 101 Dalmatians? But yeah, they stick you in this room with other kids that are flying by themselves.
Wow.
And then they come and get you and they're like, oh, John Smith or Betty Joe. And then like, oh, Josh, like, and then you get to go on a little cart and they take you to the thing.
Wow.
And then my aunt, who was supposed to pick me up, got stuck in traffic and was late picking me up. They don't have as much of a great room. It was literally a break room, and the TV was on top of the fridge in the corner, and NASCAR was just playing constantly.
Circles on circles.
Yeah, so two extremes of things I didn't care to see as a fifth grader.
Wow, that is I cannot believe that because I've never even. The closest I've ever got to an airport was dropping my brother off to go to Italy for 3 months.
But how do you, and I don't want to say this, like I know people, different finances and different things of not going on trips.
I have never had the opportunity
but like,
to get on
did you guys just go on trips that were like drivable or did you do road trips that most people would have flown?
No. Well, okay, fair. Well, the farthest place I've ever been was Florida. And
I've done that drive. That's
an old friend of mine and her family. They were gracious enough to take me with them on a trip to Florida, and it was amazing. We had literally it was I loved it. At that time, they covered our tickets to Universal.
Okay.
In which case we would have had to cover the plane. We were both still in college, and we were like, we can't afford a plane ticket. So our asses hopped in a car and we drove. I would rather chew on a cement block than ever do that again.
It's a horrible drive.
Awful.
And we're talking, and I said it before, but we're Northeast PA.
Yeah.
So it's not we're on the bottom and just we
have
to go all the way through PA.
All the way down. And it's, I mean, that's the thing. You're like, oh, I'm in a new state. And it's like all the way through it. And then it's like, all the way through it. Yeah. So I would never do that again. But I've also just never had the opportunity to get on a plane. Now I'm in a stage of my life where I feel like I really should have.
Yeah. Are you afraid?
I'm more nervous about missing the flight. Once I'm on the plane, I'd be fine.
Well,
but navigating
not an issue,
navigating
but we've
an
talked about
airport.
Your procrastination.
Oh, I'd be there 2 minutes before. Trying to get through security with 3 seconds to spare.
Which I'll say, if we're in our little area here in Northeast PA, you would be okay being late-ish. But yeah, I worry about you getting on a flight back from Florida and then when the line is an hour just to get through security.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, I mean, I my biggest concern in my brain would be getting on the plane. I think once I got on the plane, I'd be fine. Kind of freaky that I'm in a metal boat flying through the air. That's crazy, but I want to. I really want to go to the Grand Canyon.
I've been.
You have?
That's been a drive when we drove back.
That is my current bucket list item.
It's a great place.
Maybe or maybe not, because I want to beat one of my ex-boyfriends there because he said he was going to go and I want to get there first.
I think road
podcast trip. On the Grand Canyon.
Podcast while we fly to the Grand Canyon.
Yes. I need to get there before he does.
But it was a great trip.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't tell you. My wife and I were on a really, really bad flight. To the point turbulence is so bad, the stewardess was packing everything up. She went and strapped herself in, and people were still hungry because it was a long flight. And she is chucking bags of pretzels and just saying, take anything you want. She's emptying out the cabinets to just say, pass it back and take anything you want. There was things going everywhere because she could not get out of her seat for any length of time to get anybody.
Because she would have fallen over.
Yes, it was so bad.
Yeah, I would have passed
We were hanging on.
I mean, Snakes on a Plane, that movie.
Never saw it.
Well, you can imagine it's about elephants on a carpet ride. So it's terrible film.
Yeah, I think you might
probably
I would
piss a
love to
couple people
see
off with
you
that one.
on a plane,
Let's go to the Grand Canyon.
but I think you might be terrified when you hit turbulence.
Just give me a Benadryl to knock me out.
Or melatonin.
Or a melatonin. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, if I was like being an asshole, I'd be like, Benadryl, go to bed.
So that's already messed with your sleep. I know we've talked about this, you're in your sleep and melatonin before, but that's already starting of when you were a child.
Yeah, I mean, I also have like a lot of allergies too. So like I've been like Benadryl has been like a big thing for a long time for me. Or Dramamine.
Okay. I was going to say, like, it's one of those, like, did it seem like your allergies were getting worse because you were taking so much Benadryl?
My
and like,
immune system was
and it
like-
was so whenever you were off it, it was like, oh my God, I need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What if I'm allergic to planes?
You might be. Actually, you're allergic to like
Plane-phobic.
shoes.
I am allergic to shoes. I am. I'm actually I'm allergic to the Thiram that is in the glue on the sole, and I actually did
Imagine what the glue on the seats are for the airplane.
Holy shit, I have to wear 3 pairs of pants.
I know. What if you're
Imagine
allergic?
if a rash breaks out on my ass.
Yeah, what if you're allergic to the plane seat?
Holy shit.
You use those as a flotation device in case of a crash. So you would be going into
I would
shock
literally
because it would be on your face
Where's it
as you're
at?
floating.
I would be. Are all of the seats life preservers?
Yes, every seat can be used as a life preserver in the case of emergency.
The more you know. I thought.
You thought, wait, only some? So what do? You fight people for seats?
I would win if
No,
I had to
you're
fight
allergic.
somebody.
Every seat can be used as a life preserver.
If I ever went on a boat, I am so traumatized by the Titanic that if I ever went on a boat, I would make it a
I feel like
point to ask them how many guests were on the ship versus how many freaking lifeboats were there, because I am not Jack and Rosing this shit.
and I feel
And there
like
was enough
they learned
room
their
on
lesson.
the door.
who just came out? Someone just came out and said there wasn't.
Bullshit.
Someone came out and said there wasn't.
Bullshit.
It might have been James Cameron.
Well, they're lying because
Yeah.
there was enough room on the damn door.
Leo makes
Pretty
the
sure
joke.
Kiki Palmer
Leo
said
makes
that
the
too.
joke that he thinks there was enough room.
There was enough room on the door. She did not have to do that. And I can go
But
on
if
for
more
days.
people on the door, it's going to get heavier in sync.
Then they both should have died. They were in love.
I know.
Romeo and Juliet, that shit. Well,
But we wouldn't have heard the story
you wouldn't have heard the story.
from only Rose's perspective.
Oh, right, because she murdered Jack. Yeah, a lot of people think that Jack and Rose are real people, but they're not.
Okay, so
They're not real people.
okay, I don't think Jack is real
He's
because I
not.
actually think I've seen people like have pieced together pieces of men that would have like things that like the poker game or whatever,
Sure.
like things that piece together.
I mean, I'm sure they played poker on the freaking boat.
But
It was
when
like
the thing before we won the ticket to the thing, like that
Oh.
obviously was like movie.
movie magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that the old lady. I think you're wrong about this, Meg. I think the old lady in the beginning was on the Titanic.
But her name is not
Okay,
Rose.
but what are we arguing? Is she an actress or was she on the Titanic?
She very well could have been
Not
a
could have
survivor
been.
of the Titanic.
I think she was. I don't think
Listen,
she was
if she was a
Rose.
survivor of the Titanic, she's a damn good actress.
Correct. So that's why I don't think she's an actress. And I'm not saying her name is really Rose.
Yeah, but what was she reliving? Because Jack isn't real. Like that is.
But there's pieces of Jack that are real. So maybe there was a guy that wasn't fully the picture of Jack, but like part of it.
My brother is a Titanic fanatic. Like absolutely, I don't know why. He's very into like just Herbie the Love Bug, Titanic, Knight Rider, but Titanic's a big one. And he actually had the person who found the Titanic. He went to like a seminar, like a speaker, like a speaking session of him, and he actually had that guy sign. My brother drew a picture of the Titanic. My brother's an architect, and
Didn't know she had a brother. Till this
I
moment.
do. I have an older brother. He's my best friend. We are actually very close. But yeah, he drew a picture of the Titanic, and the guy that found the Titanic underwater signed the photo. But my brother
But you
is
say
an amazing artist.
Found. We all knew it was there after a crash.
Yes, but like he was the first person to go down and like find it
and make an
underwater.
exploration.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
forget his name. He's like a really big like discoverer person.
Christopher Columbus. Like why?
Anyone but
Why
him.
would I? Why would I?
Shit.
Why would I know that?
I'm looking it up. I have to look it up. Who found
the Titanic? Jack Dawson.
Who found?
Was it Dawson? Jack Dawson?
Think you're correct. Oh, Robert Ballard.
Household name. Like seriously, like you're gonna say that to my face, like as if I know Robert Ballard personally?
He's like, okay, I took an oceanography class in college. So Robert Ballard was like a big guy like in that class because he like did a lot of shit underwater, and he found like a new species that was under the ocean that we didn't know about.
With
like,
the Titanic?
No, like a different exploration. He found like worms that can like feed themselves off of carbon and like.
Would you do that job?
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of scary stuff down there.
So much, but I want to know it all.
Think about what we don't know.
Like
because
space.
of how deep down it goes.
Do you think that there's more beyond the Marianas Trench?
What? What's the Marianas Trench?
Are you serious?
I think there's a band called Marianas Trench.
There's a literal trench in the ocean. It's the deepest point in the ocean called the Marianas Trench.
Can I tell you, I'm 99% sure there's a band. And before this conversation, I'm 1% sure that I knew that was something other than the band.
Are you looking up a photo reference of the Marianas Trench? Deepest point of the ocean.
Marianas Trench depth is the number 2 search, and Marianas Trench band
is the number 1
is
search?
the number 3 search.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, deepest point in the ocean.
Didn't know that existed.
So there's a movie called The Meg. I'm serious. It's about a megalodon, but they called it The Meg.
What the hell is a megalodon?
What do you mean? The megalodon was like the biggest shark in the ocean, like prehistoric. It was so big that it can swallow a school bus in one bite. And a lot of people think that they're like hibernating and that they still exist. You've never been to a freaking museum and they have that huge jaw thing with all shark teeth? That's a megalodon.
They do that for like pictures and effect.
No, but like that is a replica. Like if you look at like like some people have found megalodon teeth, like they're confirmed creatures, but their teeth were like as big as a human hand. Like they're huge.
See, I have trouble believing in that, but I do believe in the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
Now that is where I draw the line. How do you not believe in a shark with scientific evidence, but you believe in freaking Bigfoot?
I don't know.
The Loch Ness Monster and
I'm not saying I don't believe in the shark, but this is all new to me.
The shark, yeah. So they made a movie
This
called...
is all brand new to me right now.
There's a movie called The Meg, and it's about a megalodon shark that like they find, right? Which is obviously not real because they're prehistoric. But the theory is that in the film, the theory is that there's a level below the Marianas Trench where a lot of like undiscovered creatures and things are living, and that's where the megalodons got pushed to when things shifted. Water, ice melted and everything like that. Everything kind of got shifted and they went down because the water was, I don't know,
so deep and just no one's gonna be there.
No, that's a theory in the film, yeah. So like, and then like it got covered up because of whatever. So it's like a different underground realm of in the movie. It's a sci-fi film. Do you think that that's real? It could be. Why not?
I don't.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes. 100%. How do you not?
How do you not believe in ghosts, but you believe in aliens? I believe in aliens.
But I do believe in the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
For real?
Yes, 100%.
Why not?
I believe in probably Bigfoot more than... No, I believe in... I think I believe in them equally 100%.
Why? Okay, Bigfoot, I will say, is easier to believe than the Loch Ness Monster.
Especially if you think of, like, evolution, right? And if you believe in that
But there's
whole
only
thing.
one of them.
No, I believe there's a Bigfoot species. I don't believe there's a one.
Why has nobody seen them?
I don't think there's a lot. I think they're endangered.
Okay, but why has nobody seen them?
We have seen them. They're just
Very edited photos.
Blurry pictures.
They're pictures that are in black and white.
There's that joke from a comedian that you probably don't know, Mitch Hedberg.
No idea.
That says maybe the problem is that Bigfoot is actually blurry, and our photos aren't blurry. He's just a blurry monster, and that's why our photos are so blurry.
Yeah. Has anybody tried putting the blame on Bigfoot? Has anybody tried?
Mitch tried to,
and he failed.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't. He actually one of the best comedians ever of all time. And you're like, and you're talking about the movie The Meg.
Speaking of comedians, who is your favorite comedian right now?
Ooh, right now? Mm-hmm. If we're going right now, I actually never know how to pronounce his last name, but I think it's that Nate Barsgate. Yep. Nate. That.
No idea. Literally couldn't tell you. No idea who that is.
You would. If I showed him, you would be like, oh, I've seen him on TikTok 1,000 times.
I would say if I had to pick right now, there's a lot of really funny people on TikTok. Matt Rife.
Don't know who that is.
That's disrespectful. Matt, I love you, and I'm sorry for my friend. He's hilarious. He's really good. No, I've never seen that man in my life ever before. Put a picture of him right here. Who the hell are you?
And literally everybody would know. He just dropped a new Amazon Prime special.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah, but it's the same thing with Bo. Like I have so many. Like I still to this day I can like rap on Bo Yo.
Exactly.
Like I can still do that.
He would be mortified because he literally hates everything he's done prior to like
but
the last 2 years.
I love you so much. If you're watching. But like my friends and I used to like when my friends and I when we were in high school we all like really just hated everything. So like our hanging out would be like getting in a car and driving for 5 hours and then turning around and coming back like to nowhere.
Yeah.
Like even if it was driving in a circle for 5 hours and then we'd go and then we'd come back. But we would just blast Bo.
Do you know Jimmy Carr?
No.
Okay.
They're
literally like
it's the deep sigh, like the deep inhale of just you're breathing in all your disappointment. You're like,
I just wonder how. I don't know what
to do with me.
Yeah. At all.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah. All right.
But you know what? At the end of the day,
it's just a chat.
It is just a chat.